What I'm doing as the host of the Imposter CEO podcast, very important to me. And why is it important to me? What am I looking out for? Am I going to tell the stories of the different people that I'm going to host for purposes of making impact? So first of all, you have to be purposed. And when you're purposed, then you do what you're entailed to do in a very simple way, but very satisfactory. So most often when we chase careers, we are actually not satisfied. We are not happy. But you're driving the fact that I want to get a certain either remuneration or I am competing with the environment of what is happening. I've seen Dr. Shamim, she's a doctor. Why am I not a doctor? That's not about being doctor. It's about what satisfies you, what makes you relevant, and what allows you to be a very influential person. Because when you have influence, then you're touching so many souls by making them be able to believe in themselves and get to another level. So at the time, I'll tell a small story, of course, about my trade-off. Yes. A beautiful job, highly paid, staying in 5-star hotels. And every evening you go to that room alone and you're like, where's my satisfaction here? Yes. You have young growing children, but at the end of the day, that's not where your passion and love is. So I was able to say no. Like I said, you have to let go of others, lose, and then gain. So my trade-off was to be able to let go of a very successful job and come back home and look after my children, of which right now I am such a blessed and very happy mother. I totally believe at the time of their stage, that was about 4, 5, 6, 7 years, if I had lost being a mother, and a mother to nurture, not a mother to just look after the children. Because yes, you can be a career woman and you're not actually nurturing the children, you're just looking after them. And so that is something I want to encourage women out there, not to stretch so much, but to know that there's always time for everything. And when you trade off, you actually have a blessed life and a beautiful life after. So trade-off means a lot. And you may trade off with pain. Because, you trade off and you have no job, so then what next? But we all know that we are not born out of nowhere. Yeah. Everyone that is born, like I say in my book, is a CEO of themselves. Yeah. And so you can never fail to get something that will make you have ends met.
From 11 June to 19 July, everything can wait. The FIFA World Cup 2026. Catch all 104 matches on 4 dedicated channels, live on SuperSport, only on DSTV.
And that's it for today. Till the next episode.
Like a daily bando, like a daily bando, like a daily bando. Omuliro nguwulira muli mu mutima kukankana like drums. Kalakata, kalakata, endungu ya kusabula. We gonna do free on fire, free on fire, free on
fire. Looking for for a household cleaner that truly delivers? Meet Apo, the antibacterial cleaning powder for bathrooms and surfaces. Apo is formulated for 3-dimensional cleaning. It's a scouring agent that scrubs off dirt and stains, a germicide that kills 99.9% of household germs, and it works with water to wash everything away, leaving your bathrooms and ceramics hygienic and sparkling clean. Keep up hygiene standards without breaking the budget. Switch to Apo today. Apo is available at supermarkets and convenience stores countrywide.
NBS. Always. Live at 1.
A very good afternoon and thank you so much for keeping it NBS Television always. Welcome to NBS Live at 1 with me, Tracy Kansime. Former Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation, Dr. Monica Msenero Masanza, has officially handed over office to Engineer Jonad Asimwe, who takes over as the new minister following her transfer to the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development. The handover ceremony was held at Serena Hotel in Kampala as newly appointed ministers continue with official transitions after taking their oaths of office. Speaking at the event, Dr. Msenero encouraged her successor to freely consult her whenever necessary as he takes on the new responsibility.
Yeah, the thing, we have done a mapping of what we import, the value, and then we have been targeting directly, internally, to begin to target what we are importing and make alternatives locally. And that is one of the programs. We have figured out, we have worked through how it works. We have done the value chain analysis, so we know where we are mostly importing. But you don't just look at what you're mostly importing. You also need to look at what can I quickly replace with the minimum investment, with the minimum money. And if I replace it, will it actually give us advantage? Because you can start to work, but then what you are replacing is just a small thing. It's not going to give you much value. So we have done all that, we have documented all that, and we have tested it with the pilots. And so we are now, where I have left is the local manufacturing, which is largely going to be driven by the innovation-driven enterprises, so that the import dependence, it is going to reduce gradually as we produce more things, as we institutionalize our import substitution portfolio, which we had worked through and refined.
I accept to take over this office, but I accept it because even science is the foundation of everything. I want to thank also Honorable Dr. Msenero for having done great things for us. In a foundation, I thank the team of STI. The takeoff is meaning that there are many prototypes, but now they need to go to the level of commercialization. And it is true, because when you are developing a project, it takes time. It can take even 20 years, even 15 years, many projects. But right now, the way I have begun reading their reports, there are many projects which have now reached at a prototype level that they need to jump and go into the industrialization phase.
The Prime Minister, Robina Nabanja, is launching the upgrade of Buseruka Health Center 3 to a hospital and launching the construction of a child maternal health complex at Hoima Regional Referral Hospital. All these will facilitate the AFCON 2027. The construction will be done by the UPDF Engineering Brigade. We're joined by Alan Mwesogwa in the region with more details on this story. Alan?
A very good afternoon to you, Tracy, and good afternoon to Uganda. I am at Hoima Regional Referral Hospital, and I can tell you 1 hour ago, the Prime Minister of Uganda, Robin Nabanja, did commission the construction work of the Seruka Health Center 3 to Health Center 4 ahead of AFCON, because there is Kabaale International Airport that is in Kabaale, but also people will be actually flying into the country going to Kabaale International Airport. But then anything can happen, an emergency ahead of the AFCON. Then they're looking at emergencies, how they can actually be handled. But also now we are calling my Regional Referral Hospital, where the Prime Minister is visiting different wards to ensure that everything is put to shape. And as we speak now, the Prime Minister has also launched the construction of the Child Maternal Health Complex, and this is going to be able to improve the health facilities or health services here at Hoima Regional Referral. I want to see if we can speak to the mayor here. Mayor, what does today make of you? You're live on NBS.
Of course, as we're going to host AFCON in Hoima, it makes me so proud, and because I've been worried of Hoima Referral Hospital by the virtue of the enrollment they're going to get there, people from outside, the image that we could have had. So we think that when they work about the referral hospitals, we shall be able to host these people out from outside and even get good services, especially medical and etc.
So that's John Bosco Mhanuzi. Julius Kemhendo is the mayor of Hoima City. What does today mean for you?
Surely, I'm so happy for the President of Uganda and for the whole of and even the Minister, Prime Minister Nabanja, so that all eyes are in Bunyoro. So we are so glad, we are so happy. So we thank God because we are so loved. Thank you so
those are the mayors telling you how this is going to improve services in Hoima. We're talking about 500 billion that has actually been sunk in the Bunyoro sub-region, not talking about only health, but also extension of in Hoima and the Bunyoro sub-region because of the AFCON that is going to be happening in 2027, but also power extension is also going to be happening, and road network is going to be happening at close to Hoima City Stadium. For now, that's it, but of course, details of that will be later on in a subsequent bulletin. NBS Summer Sandwich and NBS Live at 9 here in Hoima. Back to Tracy at the Political Command Center, and good afternoon.
It's indeed a good afternoon. Thank you so much, Alan Mwesuga. Coffee farmers in Tungamo district are raising concern over a surge in theft cases during the peak harvest season, with thieves reportedly targeting ripe coffee sherries, dried coffee berries, and in some instances breaking and fleeing with entire coffee bearing branches.
As harvesting intensifies across the district, homesteads, compounds and verandas have been transformed into drying grounds filled with freshly harvested coffee. However, the bumper harvest has also attracted criminals. Farmers say thieves are stealing coffee from gardens, stores and from drying areas in homes. In some cases, the suspects reportedly break coffee branches loaded with cherries and disappear, leaving destruction behind and threatening the livelihoods of farming households. Some residents allege that efforts to seek help from security agencies are often frustrated. Some claim that when they report theft incidents, they are asked to provide up to 50,000 shillings to facilitate police response, especially in Nyachera Town Council, a situation they say has left communities vulnerable and eroded trust in law enforcement.
Hati polisi kori kuzayo wani benda kasente kandi stiru nkakasente tukabini tukiho umwana umwe kandi umwana hati babajarizaho bagushoromere hati we no butacine cyo gukora cyo
polisi ne shaba transport ne kunda kushaba imitwaro 5 kandi umuntu waburijo noreba kugira ngo baba kwimbira umwana uguwa kwimwe sente kandi nazo sente zushanga utazina.
In response, Ntungamo Resident District Commissioner Miriam Mugisha Kageiga has issued a stern warning to coffee thieves, saying authorities will take firm action against anyone found stealing farmers' produce. She has also urged large-scale coffee farmers to install surveillance cameras, strengthen on-farm security, and report unresolved cases to higher authorities beyond the sub-county level if local responses are inadequate.
The farmers, those who are in coffee, you try to make sure you install the cameras in your farms. The technicians are there, technicians are there, get them and they fix for you the cameras. But if you don't put the cameras also, get people to guard your farm.
With coffee remaining one of the district's leading cash crops, farmers are now calling for stronger community policing and enhanced security measures to safeguard the harvest and protect incomes during the peak production season. Bridget Nsimenta, NBS Live at 1.
Now, stakeholders from across the region have gathered in Nira City for a dialogue on emerging developments in public procurement law and practice. The engagement seeks to strengthen understanding of procurement procedures, promote compliance with legal requirements, and address challenges commonly encountered in public procurement processes. Organized by the PPDA Appeals Tribunal, the meeting brings together government officials, procurement practitioners, and other stakeholders to discuss accountability, transparency, and effective mechanisms for resolving procurement-related disputes. Isaac Otui joins us with more on this story. Isaac?
Well, a very good afternoon, Tracy. What I can tell you, reading from some of the discussions inside, this is not just an engagement, but more of a dialogue that brings together procurement officers, district chairpersons, RDCs from the 9 districts of Lang'o sub-region. And if you look at some of the contents from this particular meeting, it surrounds the developments in the procurement law, some of the practices, and also looking at some of the challenges that they go through, and also on some of the procedures in resolving some of the disputes that arise from the procurement-related issues. Now, to help us understand on this and also the significance of the engagement is Saki Atiko. You're welcome for joining us on NBS Live at 1. Kindly take us through how significant is this engagement and why is it focusing on this particular region?
Thank you so much. Atiku Saki Manshur is my name, the registrar of the PPD Appeals Tribunal. Why focus on this region? Yes, what we've been doing as PPD Appeals Tribunal is that we've been going through out the country, engaging with our stakeholders about, first of all, who we are as PPD Appeals Tribunal. What do we do? As PPD Appeals Tribunal, the reason why we came to Lang'o sub-region is to tell our stakeholders that we are quasi-judicial body that is that handles public procurement related disputes all over the country. So this is what we've come to tell them. We've come to tell them, you know, with the new amendment of the law that was done recently, when I talk about the law, I'm talking about the PPD law. There are a number of amendments that came into force, and we came to explain to our stakeholders, one, in terms of timelines given to the tribunal to handle these cases. Because most times we receive application from bidders which are lodged or which are filed out of the timeline that is set out in the statutory law. So when a bidder, let's say, is aggrieved with a decision of the accounting officer, that bidder is given 10 days to come to the tribunal. But as tribunal, when we are adjudicating these matters, we have realized that bidders are not aware about, you know, the timeline set, you know, in this law. So because of that, most of their decisions are filed, you know, out of, you know, the set timeline. So because of that, the applications are dismissed.
Well, maybe in 1 minute, for someone who is not in this particular meeting, what are some of the common cases that get before the tribunal?
Yes, the cases, basically the cases that come before the tribunal are issues related to evaluation. When the evaluation is, you know, they are evaluating the bids, the evaluation committee. What sometimes they do is that they don't stick to the set criteria that's stated in the bidding document. Probably because sometimes they have they are favored, bidders. So because of that, they try to bend the rules a bit to favor, certain, bidders. So we are telling them, once you set the rules, play by the rules stated in the what? In the bidding documents.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Tracy, what I can tell you is that this is more of trying to see that the districts are able to resolve some of these matters at the district level before getting to the tribunal. We'll be giving much more details on this particular engagement in our subsequent bulletin. For now, hand over back to you at the command center. Tracy.
Thank you so much, Isaac Ochi, for that detailed story. We now take a break. NBS Live at 1 returns in just a bit. Do stay with us.
Love doesn't end at I do. That's where the real journey begins. This year, the Bride and Groom Expo 2026 invites you to experience Beyond I Do, a journey of love, home and family. From planning your dream wedding to building your dream home, from unforgettable honeymoons to starting a family and making the right financial decisions for your future, it's all here under one roof. Meet trusted experts in home living, real estate, finance, parenting and lifestyle. Discover ideas, solutions, and inspiration to guide your next chapter. Whether you're newly engaged, newly married, or building your future together, this is your complete life journey experience. Happening 26 to 28 June 2026 at the Uma Multipurpose Hall. To book a stall, call 0772 354 940. Don't just plan a wedding, plan beyond it.
Your dog gives you their whole heart, so protect theirs with Sweeko Dog Insurance, because every slobbery kiss and happy tail wag deserves a lifetime of care. From accidents to illnesses, we're here to help. Statewide Insurance Company, protecting your family one paw at a time. For more details, visit www.sweeko.co.ug. Statewide Insurance Company is regulated by the Insurance Regulatory Authority of Uganda.
Every taxi, truck, bus or boda you see on the road is a business. And every time you don't take good care of it, you risk losing money. That's why we created Union Oil to keep your vehicle's engine well oiled and your business running smoothly.
Ono ye wafe, boda, taxi, bus and truck drivers, not forgetting you my kazi. Use Union Engine Oil for superior protection and high engine performance. Order from any Union Depot or Union Stockist Duka. Union, the better way.
I break a rock boom, I dance.
Amabara, Ukisa George, Jeronde Motors Garage Kiboga Road no Nkora, Yijon Kaguraka Rokubumu yanku yes, hivi agawala yisangere muga ekisani kya pikipiki na ijaha hadupo bangamba ekisembo kitwera bantere bisani kyokyunu
Boom Chakala is back with double energy. Grab a rock boom or silverback energy. Check under the cap. What you see is what you win. Rock boom, energy for winners.
Welcome back. You are watching NBS Live at 1 with me, Tracy Kansime. Despite strict border closures aimed at halting the spread of Ebola, a rising influx of illegal Congolese fishermen into Kalangala district has forced local authorities to stay on high alert. According to resident District Commissioner Fred Bada, the continuous evasion of health screenings by illegal migrants poses a severe biosecurity threat to the island community.
You know, we've got reports that some farmers in Mazinga, they buy these condoms and they ensure the bulbs are put in these condoms to make the bulbs waterproof. So they use these bulbs, these condoms, to tie the wire along the wire so that water does not touch the electric lights within the water. And that's they have made that, they started using that one, which is really a havoc, and we wouldn't allow it, and we are going to send a team to investigate that occurrence, and we shall get them arrested. Silverfish harvesting in the lake was not banned per se, but the methods used in fishing were the ones which were banned. So getting silverfish is a very good thing. Silverfish is very nutritive. Farmers, poultry farmers, they need it, and even other farmers. However, the system of harvesting silverfish from the lake using lights is not allowed. We've received reports that people are crafting ways, disguising and fishing again. They make holes into these nets and they put lights under the water. That one is not acceptable. We've even found some people putting condoms. Can you imagine? Bulbs in condoms and dip them in the water so that they are not seen. All of these people are going to be arrested. Let us be patient. We wait for the ministry to bring guidelines on how we can resume fishing silverfish without distorting the lake mechanism. We are hopeful as soon as the guidelines come out, we shall resume, but not now.
The Minister of State for Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities, Susan Nakauchi Nsambu, is in Mbale City to launch the Regional Wildlife Education Center, a key initiative aimed at strengthening conservation awareness and promoting tourism as a driver of socio-economic development. We are joined by Gerard Matembo, who is in the area. Gerard, just how excited is the community on receiving this very huge initiative?
Thank you very much, Tracy. State Minister Nakauchi actually accompanied the Vice President, who is the guest of honor, and she has already unveiled the tourism, the wildlife exploration center here in Mbale City. Of course, as you're aware, whenever you talk about the exploration, the education center, wildlife education center, we would only talk about Entebbe, and this is part of the government's strategy to decentralize conservation and wildlife education, and Mount Elgon being one of the tourism centers in the country. This is a very important intervention. Of course, we have been having only the mountain climbing and the mountain tourism activities, but this introducing safari activities such as animals. People in this region have never seen animals such as the zebras, the lions, and these have been extended here. This function has attracted a number of stakeholders and leaders, political, religious, and business community here in large numbers to witness this activity, and we'll be relaying more details about this particular event in our subsequent bulletins. Over to you at the Political Command Center, Tracy.
Thank you so much, Gerard Matembo. That particular story brings us to the end of NBS Live at 1, and we'll definitely have more on these very stories in our subsequent bulletins. For now, we bring it to an end and wish you a good afternoon.
NBS. Always.